What's going on, everybody? Welcome to On Screen Live. Holy crap, this is our show for Monday, the 16th of December. My name is Andrew Jupin, and I'm alongside three other dudes who somehow got the power of animals and go out killing people in order to stick it to our fathers. First up, you know him, you love him, Mr. Steven Zadek.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about that Kraven movie. Like, everybody wants to kill their dad, but you got to give me... You need to, like, specify why he wants to kill his dad. You know what I mean?
Let's save it for the review, but you have to specify. You need specificity, especially when you're trying to justify killing somebody. Speaking of someone who's justified killing before and will again, Eric Siska.
You said no. I didn't get to see the movie. So he kills animals and then he wants to kill his father?
Yeah, he gets the power of animals that he then uses to go like kill people.
Oh, just like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Right, yeah.
Just like him.
Jeffrey Dahmer, dude, power of the giraffe. Jeffrey the giraffe. Oh, wait, that was Toys R Us. Never mind.
Oh, he killed people too.
No,
The
he's
body
a-
count
Oh,
on
that guy? Yeah. Oh, that guy.
Mhm.
He had the power of the
soul
giraffe.
of that guy, yeah.
The other part of the draft, he was a bit of a looky-loo. Like, what's going on over
Oh,
there?
yeah.
What's that over there?
Little peekaroo.
Mhm.
Hey, speaking of people who like a good peekaroo, here's Chris Cabin.
I love the cover of this one.
I know.
Oh, man.
I like knowing what the little women look like.
Right.
I will judge them by their cover.
Chris just got to wear whichever one there dies.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Is it
Or
Raven?
Florence Pugh, yeah.
Kraven the Hunter killed one of the little women.
No, he didn't, Eric.
Yes,
Stop
he
it.
did.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
I've read it before. He's not in it. That son of a bitch.
Jeffrey the Giraffe killed one of the little women.
That's
Well,
well, yeah. Say it the right way. Yeah, it's Jeffrey. Jeffrey's the one who does it. It's not Craven. Come on.
That's what the most recent one there with Saoirse could have used.
What's that?
Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, yeah,
No,
sure.
no, nothing
little
could.
women.
I thought that I
nothing.
liked that movie. I didn't think I needed Kraven the Hunter.
No, but think
No,
about so like Bob Odenkirk comes in and he's like, "Oh, my little women, I'm
Oh,
back
sure.
from whatever I'm doing," and then he goes, "And I met a friend along the way. Please welcome on this fine Christmas morning, Kraven the Hunter."
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Oh, and what's that? He's got the gin blossoms with him, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, fuck yeah! Stack that movie.
Mhm.
An already like totally fine movie.
Yeah.
Top of the box office on this fine day, folks. These are some interesting ones, and some that actually have a little something to do, I think, with what we'll be releasing this week, tomorrow, actually. But first up, here it is. Top of the box office on this day, December the 16th, in the year 2000. What Women Want.
That's
A
what they-
different Nancy Myers movie than what we'll
Previous
be talking
episode.
about tomorrow. Also, yes, previous episode, you're right.
Mel Gibson. That's what women want.
And that's
Ugh.
some great Photoshop there, because no one should be that close to Mel Gibson. You'll get a bite.
no.
You're gonna get a bite if you get that.
Ima-
Yeah, dude.
Imagine the smell.
Mhm.
It's got to be like zoo rules. Like,
Yes.
you can't get like in the cage. Like, don't get your face near Mel Gibson. He'll fucking bite you.
Helen Hunt had that in the contract. I feel it's like
Yep.
this. I'm not going to be near him, and they just cut around it so
Yep,
that they
right,
never
smart.
actually had to be
Movie
right.
magic.
Smart stuff.
On this day in 2013, top of the box office, something that I've been telling people to reevaluate these movies, and you can if you want to. I don't really care either way.
Hmm?
The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. That's the second one
Mhm.
there. Lot going on in that movie. A lot of
Fun
cool
movie.
dragon shit.
Never saw it.
Nope. Well, no, I saw the second one. And I don't remember a fucking.
Is that the second one?
yeah, that's
yeah,
the one where the dragon makes his
The
first
dragon.
appearance.
Yeah.
And then when
Benedict-
he's like, "See you next time" at the end of the movie, I'm like, "No, you won't."
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Bye, everybody.
So you take that cynicism and you can fucking step outside, Steve. How
Sure.
about that?
Hey,
Wait, so he's not the dragon's not in the third movie, or
he
you
is, no,
just
he
didn't
is
see
in
it?
the
Oh,
third, but he's
the dragon's in the third movie in a big bad way.
Oh, really?
in the second movie. It's like, am I in the movie? Probably not.
Because I think it's the third movie. Is it the third movie where you see like what the dragon did to like the dwarves like hometown? Like there's a part in one of those movies you see Smaug like fucked up this town to like take all the gold and whatever, and like he's just lighting people aflame. It's awesome.
I'll have to give them another look because I couldn't get through the first movie the first time I tried.
Yeah.
It's weird because it's understandably weird because you're like, but I like Lord of the Rings, and this feels like just
Yeah.
a lesser that. But I'd argue there's like still stuff in there that's definitely worth watching. I'd be curious.
Full frontal nudity.
Guy. Full frontal nudity. Oh yeah, dwarf dick as far as the eye can see, dude.
Yeah.
Those dudes are thick.
Oh,
I want
totally.
to see that dragon scale, the
You think
underbelly.
You think them those beards are long, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Just look out.
Their pubes are even longer.
On this day in 2015, Mockingjay Part 2. Here's a movie I never saw, and definitely won't because I will not sanction fucking computer Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh,
Sorry
is
to tell
that
you.
that's a, you know that it's funny. You just went 2 for 2 in trilogies. I checked out of one that I did.
Yeah.
That I did the first 2, and I just did not do the third.
This is the 4th movie of that,
That's-
though.
Well, that's true, but I guess I didn't do the third split in half. Is the idea?
Right. Yeah, because there's absolutely no reason for that one, especially to be 2 movies.
No.
But yeah, because he died and they had some stuff, and then it was like, what if he's kind of a computer really quickly? It's not like
nice.
Those
it's not
books are
Tarkentown stuff, though.
those books are 174 pages at like 16 font. Like I don't know where you're getting 2 movies out of it.
I don't know. It was very stupid. Here's a movie that I don't know how people feel about anymore. I know that the last time I saw it, which was the first and only time I didn't care for it, but that was indeed 23 years ago, because on this day in 2001, Cameron Crowe is at the top of the box office with Vanilla Sky.
Good movie.
I remember
Is it
loving
good?
it as a kid,
Good
but
movie.
I loved movies that were twisted.
Oh yeah,
So
Cameron
I-
Diaz says, "I swallowed your cum."
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a
I
big
like
part of
it.
it.
I,
Yeah.
lo- I love that line.
It's a wait, what? So
It
I think,
is.
You know, just
Oh,
for
it is
gentlemen on
kind
this
of a-
call.
Yes.
Yes,
agree with-
that's right. Interesting.
I do think it's pretty good. It's been, I rewatched it a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, it's already leaving my mind.
Yeah.
The original that it's based on is pretty good too. The Spanish film.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
I never saw that
Abre los
either.
Good movie
ojos.
too. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Both- I think they're both good. I one of I think one of my favorite Tom Cruise performances.
Oh, I
is
like that.
Collateral are pretty high up there.
Some good Kurt Russell in that too.
yes,
as the
so
psychiatrist.
Very
Yeah.
good. Kurt
Oh,
Russell.
right. He's the shrink. Shit, I gotta go back. See, now I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, Kurt Russell's in that
And is
movie.
Jason Lee in it? Did I make that up?
I believe he is. I believe he's
He's
the
the-
pal.
buddy.
Co-worker
Right.
or buddy. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's all coming back to me now, as Celine Dion said. I think it was Celine Dion.
Mhm.
All coming back to me, by the way, our conversation from Friday
Mm.
when we were talking about what we thought might do what at the box office. Let's take a look and see what actually shook out. This is Highest Gross. Now, listen, for as much of a Tolkien fan as I am, right, which is to
Mhm.
say, I like those 6 movies. I've seen the first season of that show. I'm currently reading The Hobbit for the first time, which is
There you go.
quite delightful.
Yeah.
All those folks that were like, don't doubt the power of the Lord of the Rings at the box office. In at number 5.
Well, look, where was Andrew when Gondor fell? Come on, go to the theater, Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, he's eating some big tomatoes. At least he was doing.
Yeah.
Or
Listen.
when Rowan fell.
Rohan, yes.
Yeah.
War of Rohirrim here.
Steven
Or
is,
of the
Steven is in the corner singing "I Will Remember You" as Anthony pops the tomatoes in his mouth.
Absolutely.
This came out to a nothing $4.6 million.
But isn't that kind of good for a movie that looks like it should have been straight to streaming anyway? Like I don't know if this is a
That's
failure
fair.
necessarily. I have no idea what people expected this movie to do.
I don't even know what the budget was.
They expected it to die, is what they did. Because this is the Roger Corman Fantastic Four equivalent for Lord of the Rings. They made this literally so they could keep the rights to it.
Makes
Nice.
sense.
Like,
yeah.
So, like, I guess if you look at it that way, Steve, sure. But the people that were like, Tolkien back to the top, look at the action. No,
No,
man,
of
they
course not.
fucking barely told anybody it came out. And
Yes.
like,
yeah, the messaging, wasn't really there. Not a lot of advertising. I don't even
Yeah.
know who the roller rims are. Who are these guys fighting?
Yeah, it wasn't even big enough for them to cut it for tax reasons. Like that should show you that they just didn't destroy it means they didn't have a lot of faith in it.
Are you saying that Brian Cox did a project just for money?
Maybe.
Can you believe such a thing?
McDonald's is buying Cox.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Well, he just, he goes to that voice studio. He's like, whatever we're doing today, McDonald's commercial, Lord of the Rings, what have you.
Shitting on other actors,
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
he
Whatever
loves
you
it.
got.
Yeah.
But doesn't he normally shit on like annoying people that we don't care about?
Sure, but he's also annoying.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
also
his problem.
But like Michael, like people we like too. He would shit on Michael Caine. He shit on like plenty of like, good actors.
That's too bad. By the way, I think Chris, you asked this. The budget for this was $30 million.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, 4.6 million, and like figure you didn't really advertise too much, so it's not like a standard double the budget ad campaign thing. I mean, this is still it's a failure and a fucking tax write-off.
Do you guys think they're going to eventually just reboot the whole thing? Forget about Viggo Mortensen. We got Timothy Chalamet as Aragorn now.
They have to get a new angle on it. I don't think they could do a trilogy the way they did it that way. I'd be interested. I'll see what happens, because give it enough time, and I am interested in remakes. But like we are now doing it in such a clip that I just can't find the will.
I would guess the move would be to remake The Hobbit first, and then like kind of carry over those specifics in Lord of the Rings.
I doubt they would do that, because that's the most recent one they've made.
Yes, exactly. Right? You're actually fucking yourself over that way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It is kind of funny though that they can't do the Harry Potter route of like now these book adaptations are a TV show, because they have
a TV show,
the other TV show that has nothing to do with that stuff. I think that's funny. So I guess we'll see. I'll watch it, whatever it is. I fully intend to rent this at some point.
Oh, sure.
Just not really clamoring to see it in the theater. Speaking of
rent it, you tell me about it, and then we'll see what's going to happen.
We'll see what's up. Speaking of things I intend to rent, Gladiator 2.
Yep.
Still at the box office.
Going hard.
Doing its thing with another 7.8 million. And, it still has, here's the thing. It has another $100 million to go before it breaks even. So.
Oh, boy.
Probably not.
Well, let's look at what the rentals do, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
but 100 million is a long way to go.
Oh boy.
I wasn't going to do this, but I got now 2 requests in the chat to do Theoden King.
Oh man, look at this fucking hua just getting pimped out left and right, huh?
Listen, if people ask politely,
give the people what they want, I guess.
You should have been in this roller rink movie they did.
Exactly. I should be in all movies. Eric.
Yeah, the War of the Roller Rinks.
Dude, I saw, by the way, I was in Brooklyn last night. There's like a roller rink that opened up right outside that Jefferson L stop. It's a big fucking roller rink. Couldn't believe it.
I like for whatever reason, Brooklyn roller rink, it just screams stabbing to me. It just really does. And I know that's like the old 70s version of roller rinks.
It's not
sure, but
it's not surrounded by as much grisly poverty as back then, so
roller rinks are meant to be abandoned because of a stabbing or something, and then a spooky adventure can ensue.
Exactly. So this is like the prequel to a Scooby-Doo mystery that will happen in that roller rink in like another 10 years. But yeah, roller rink to me is like you're smoking inside, someone's hitting you over the head with a beer bottle. You know what I mean? The Warriors are there for some reason.
Oh, there's some slasher that I can't remember now where like the slasher is going on, but like there's a group of friends waiting for the people to get out of the slasher so they can get the roller rink. And they're like, "Where's Rhonda and Cheryl?" I can't remember what the fuck movie it is. It's driving me crazy. But that just
slasher in a roller rink.
Well, no, it's not in a roller rink. It's adjacent to it. Like the buddies are just safe at the roller rink, and the slasher is going on at like the farm or wherever the slasher happens to be going on at.
That's funny.
Damn, it's gonna kill
me.
idea.
That's kind of like what happens. It's not a roller rink, but in the first prom night where it's like, where's so and so and so and so, and like Jamie Lee Curtis is just having the prom, and it's fine, and it's just like coke fueled, like disco, great time, and then there's a slasher down the hall, but nobody knows it until the last 2 minutes of the movie when the stories come together.
Amazing.
So we will be talking about it at length in just a minute, but yes, at 3, Kraven the Hunter in the bottom of the tracking, which I believe was 10 to 20 million. This was $11 million, folks.
A wet fart of an ending to this fucking very bad idea.
But this might also maybe kill the chances of Kraven becoming James Bond, right?
Yeah, I think hopefully. I actually, the weird thing is, I'm not against Taylor Johnson
I like him. I've never got this thing. I've always liked him.
I never said anything bad about him, by the way.
No.
Eric. I'm just saying in general. I've heard people not liking him.
People kind of genuine. It's like that. When people just, it's kind of over now, I think. But remember that long period of time where everybody, a lot of people, like hated Anne Hathaway for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh
it's kind of that with him. It's like people just
she's a better actress than he's a better actor. Let's call it spade a spade here.
Well, yeah. I mean, performance. She's of course better than him, but I think he's good, and I like him as Bond. Wouldn't Bond? That's actually that'd be a good pick in my opinion.
Here's why I don't think that it kills his chances for it, because the box office, I think, for that is irrelevant. You are seeing if he can do the job, and a big part of that, especially if you're going to try to continue it into like modern Bond, where like it's high octane action, he's got to be able to perform in action sequences. And that's the best part about Kraven, is the times when the little bit that there is of action, he succeeds in it. So I think like it would be fine if he was him.
He also gets the benefit of the movie being delayed for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So now he's out in two more big movies that'll be coming out really soon. Nosferatu, and then 28 years later, he's going to be also in.
Right.
So
he was wasn't he just in Bullet Train?
Yeah, yes, he was.
That was like 2 years ago or last year.
It was last year, I think. And like, but that was a big one. And like, I like you got to him. He was your pick way after Kraven was done. Like you met him and talked to him about the James Bond role way after Kraven was done and finished. So I think you kind of expected this already.
So I guess, we'll see. We'll talk more about Kraven in a few minutes, because good God. And at number 2 was indeed Wicked, sitting right where it has been for the past couple weeks now, doing another 22.5 million. My goodness gracious. The odd thing here is that, so domestically, it's beating Moana with 359 to Moana's 338, but it's losing the global race with Moana, 525 million to Moana's 717 million, which is kind of weird. So overseas, this isn't doing as well as Moana, but I mean, it's still kicking ass. It's two juggernaut fucking movies.
Overseas, you hear there's a musical called Wicked coming out, and you're like, I don't want to see a musical about Boston, okay? All right? No, thank you.
Oh, great. Ben Affleck's got another movie. No, I'm good.
The Sox. Dude,
yeah.
They lost again. The Sox.
Yeah, Wicked and the Boston musical. That's a fucking Saturday Night Live sketch that would be forgotten pretty quickly.
Yeah, hire us to write. We could do that for you.
I can get an 8-minute sketch. It should only be 3 minutes. Absolutely. No problem.
Yeah, totally, dude. Yeah, why do one musical number when you could do 3 in the same sketch? And then, of course, Moana 2, which several people have told us was supposed to be a TV series, wouldn't you know?
You got it. All right, we got it.
Another 26.6 million.
Lodged.
Does not factor into my opinion whatsoever. Whatever that is supposed to do. This is not
what opinion.
I guess they were throwing it at us that this is supposed to be a TV series because we didn't we have no interest in it or something. I'm like, that doesn't change my opinion.
I'm not going to see it.
Yeah, I have no.
Listen, I'm not taking my kids to that.
No, that's absolutely not.
I'm kidding. It's just because, we miss things because we're not part of society anymore. We're not going places with children.
We never leave these squares.
This is also not the one with Dwayne Johnson actually in it. That will be coming out either next year or the year after, as I understand.
Is he wearing a silly wig in that, or is he going to go straight bald?
I saw some fuzzy picture of him on set, and it does look like he has something going on.
I mean, you have to. If he doesn't, that's the big asshole move you could make. Like, come on. A couple of interesting little tidbits elsewhere around the box office. So, the better than you remember it, I'll say, Chris Nolan film Interstellar has been having a little bit of a re-release.
Really good.
I had
the past couple weeks.
I had no idea there was a re-release of this.
No, it just sort of happened, and I was annoyed that I kind of missed it because I would go see it.
This is week 2. It's accumulated $3.3 million. A lot of that's like IMAX, and there's a 70 millimeter print that was rolling out. I went to look at it, and it was like, dude, my thing is like, oh wow, this looks so neat. Let me go buy a ticket. Oh, it's been sold out for weeks because like other people pay attention to stuff better than I do. So yeah, I went to look and it was like absolutely no fucking seats available.
That is why I have no fewer than 4 tickets for the Brutalist this Saturday at Angelica. 2 different showings. I'm like, I'll cancel the one that I don't want.
Oh wow! So you're parking yourself in both, so someone else can't go see it. And
Exactly.
Then you cancel at the last second.
No,
wow.
but,
Burn the Brutalist.
Why are you? Wait, I don't understand the logic here. Why did you buy 4 tickets to 2 separate?
Because I've got some Christmas family shit that I got to do beforehand. I'm not sure exactly if I can make the X showing or the Y showing.
Okay,
so I would both parking some cash down there. I've got enough money to move around for now.
But if you get there for the early one, are you going to find a way to get your secondary tickets to some? Because I assume those things are going to be sold out. Who knows?
Well, that's why I did that. Yeah, I'll wind up canceling it probably on Friday. I think is the day before.
Yeah.
So what theater is this?
I'll text it out. I'll release some tickets. How about that?
Thank you.
Yes, do that.
Angelica, the 70mm, because that's why I wanted to do that.
Well, yeah,
a big deal.
Oh, at Angelica?
Yeah.
Does you mean Village East?
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Angelica can't do 70mm.
Angelica can't do 16mm.
I was gonna say,
Angelica can barely fucking play a goddamn DCP without the train knocking it off the shelf.
Those big swooning shots of landscape and architecture and
the next station is Astor Place. What the fuck did Adrian Brody just say about Astor Place?
Yeah, not a good theater, that Angelica.
No. Great lobby.
I still go. I like it's fun. It's an old New York thing that you do once a year. Like I see wackadoo movies there. I saw like the Nick Cage Dream movie there. Like movies I don't really care about, but it makes sense.
Any quiet movie though, forget it. Just forget it. Another cool tidbit I did just want to throw out because I fucking loved the movie, and I think this is a really fascinating little bit of data on it. So in Los Angeles, Gia Coppola's new one, The Last Showgirl, had its qualifier this weekend. If you don't know what it is, it's an amazing new movie with Pam Anderson. Look at this though. One screen in Los Angeles, $50,000.
Not bad.
That's friggin' great, man.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes, it's so good. I really liked it. It's her, it's Dave Bautista in a fabulous like Scuzbo Vegas guy haircut.
Ooh, I like that.
It's really great. It's really, really great.
I'm not sure if it's out already or if he was just talking about it online, but a friend of the show, Brandon Strusnig, did a interview with Pamela Anderson about this movie and tried to get her opinion. And you should check him out on Twitter. He probably if it's up there, it's on there. If not, he will be putting it up there.
Chris, I think you mean X, the everything app. Thanks.
Sorry. Apologies.
He spoke with Pam Anderson and Gia Coppola about the movie. I don't know if they're out there, but check out his stuff. It appears that both were really good conversations from what he said. But great movie. And man, $50K on one screen. Wow, that's awesome. Really, really cool. You know what else is really cool, everybody? 2 days after Christmas, right in that, I've been calling it Nether Space Week. Between Christmas and New Year's, where like time's meaningless, you can drink at 8:30 in the morning, like whatever you want to do.
Oh, so it's a regular day?
Eric, did you hear that? Yeah, okay.
It's a regular day.
Yeah.
That's Monday right there.
If you're thinking you might want to like kick back with a movie or something like that, the cool thing is we do have our next commentary dropping on the 27th, which is on Ang Lee's Hulk. We're talking the Hulkmentary, folks. Recorded this past Saturday. Very fun, very funny,
really good
very
movie.
Cool to revisit that movie. So you're going to want to check that out. And this Hulkmentary design will eventually, I don't think it is yet, but it will be on our T Public page possibly. And you want to go there because from now all the way through the end of 2025, we'll be donating all of the proceeds that we make from our merch store to the Center for Reproductive Rights. We're kicking it over to them every quarter throughout next year. Just donating, trying to fucking do the thing, you know what I mean? So especially if you're doing like holiday shopping and whatnot, perfect time. Grab a t-shirt, grab some stickers, grab a mug. So many We Hate Movies mugs falling around my house, by the way. Magnets? Oh, magnets. We got those too. We don't know how they work, but we got them.
We don't see a dime. That's right.
No.
All of it goes right back to the Center for Reproductive Justice.
Rights.
Yeah. Rights. I can't get it right.
just had the picture up. You want to just
Center for Reproductive Rights.
Make sure we don't see any money, but make sure they do.
Yes,
Exactly.
there you go.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Well, actually, put it up one more time. I'll read it like it's a Wheel of Fortune answer. Center for Reproductive Rights.
You want a boat?
Or a laundry set.
Man, Center for Reproductive Rights. That's something Pat Sajak's not letting on the old board, I bet.
I was gonna say, now that Pat's gone, maybe that could be an answer. We don't know.
Yeah.
Seacrest out.
Oh, Patty.
Mhm.
Oh, is Seacrest taking over that show?
He's taken it over to
Oh, my
some
God.
middling reviews, I heard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Big who cares there. So those are the movies that are out, folks. Here's a bit about a movie that's coming out. This is a trailer that I saw just in front of Kraven yesterday. Thought it looked neat. Doesn't it's not going to make any top 10 lists. Let's check it out in a segment we like to call Trailer Segment. Now, this is a new one starring Jack Quaid. I liked this poster here. It's called Novocaine, not to be confused with the Steve Martin movie from the aughts, I believe.
Wow.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. I still think of Novocaine.
Is that right?
Well, that movie, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
it was because I grew up in Woodstock, and I think the Woodstock Film Festival put it on. So I saw it early when I was
okay.
young and getting into movies. So I even when I go to the dentist and they're shooting me up, I'm like, Steve Martin?
That poster was
gonna kill me?
omnipresent for a little bit, though. It was a very big, the movie poster to
Yeah.
Martin's
The Steve
Novocaine
Martin
was-
movie?
Yes,
Yeah.
with the teeth and he's
Mouth
going in there.
POV.
Yes, mouth POV.
Right.
Yeah.
Sort of calling back what's it? Little Shop of Horrors.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Novocaine.
Yeah,
Novocaine,
totally. Steve Martin played a crazier dentist in that movie.
You'll
it's
be
like-
a dentist.
Mhm.
It's the Steve Martin movie is like, it's kind of like a little bit of a neo-noir.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember it not being great, but for some reason I still think about it.
Yeah, I think I definitely saw that in theaters, man. The old Albany Spectrum Theater there. Anyway, it's not the Steve Martin movie. It's a new movie that Paramount is putting out on March the 14th, directed by Don Burke and Robert Olson. These dudes have done some movies that I've either seen or want to. They did Villains in 2019, which I thought was pretty good. There's a Sarsgaard or a Skarsgård, excuse me, floating around in there, and I believe Micah Monroe. He did Significant Other also with Micah Monroe, and the guy from Luke Bracey, I think the guy's name is. He was on.
Yes.
Was he on White Lotus?
White Lotus,
It's the second
girls,
season?
some other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
They're like in the woods, and I think like someone's hunting them or something.
Yes.
And then Body, which is on Shudder right now, which I want to see. It's like kind of like the scariest idea for a horror movie ever. 3 girls break into what they think is like an empty house for some reason, and Larry Fessenden is actually there. Look out!
Oh no!
Ew.
Yep,
Oh no!
Yeah,
Ew. I gotta say,
I wanted
Luke,
to check out Body. Yeah.
Luke Bracey sounds like a fake name you would give the cops if you were drunk. My name is Luke Bracey
Junior.
Well, your ID clearly doesn't say that.
Shit.
All right, yeah. So this is a movie where he plays a fella who can't feel pain, and that is like his unofficial superpower as he beats people up for some reason. It's it's that kind of movie that I'm like, keep these in the ecosystem. It's totally fine. Like maybe it won't be good, maybe not everybody will see him, but the movies need these kind of things. So this is Novocaine here. You guys ready to roll on this guy? There is an intro to the trailer here.
Oh no!
Thankfully, though, it is Jack Quaid himself doing the intro. If you want to watch along, the link is in the show description. While there, thumbs up to this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Don't forget that. All right, here we go. This is Novocaine starring Jack Quaid in 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, it's Jack Quaid.
I thought he was Novocaine. You're supposed to be Novocaine in this.
Hey,
exactly,
it's
just took me out of
Novocaine.
it.
Yep. This is kind of like you can put this in that subgenre of like Nobody, like that
Yeah.
movie.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
it feels that way.
He was involved in a dental explosion or something that his body fused with Novocaine.
That would be
Is
pretty
this
sweet.
Amber Midthunder?
Amber Midthunder, that's
Oh,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Love her.
Uh-oh. See, now you got Santa's doing something. Why isn't this out now?
Exactly.
That's a good point. Yeah, this looks a little like the silent partner here.
Or a sequel to Reindeer Games.
Oh,
yes.
We need a legacy sequel to Reindeer Games. It has to happen.
Hell yeah. We got some kitchen stuff, so it's even a little bit of that Dev Patel movie, Monkey Man.
It all feels like variations on John Wick to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, for
that's
sure.
all it is.
But then his hand is going to start peeling off and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
you can't.
Right.
But he doesn't feel it, so it's fine.
Yeah, but still,
it's fine. Come on, Steve.
Oh, Jacob alone.
Yeah. I think they sort of addressed that in the trailer. Like, I think Jacob Batalon right there was like, you can still like bleed to death, right?
Yes.
But we're having.
That's pretty funny.
We're having fun at the movies. So
yeah. Oh yeah. We're having
nothing matters. Exactly. There's no reality to this.
If you look at the comments for the Paramount post right here, there's one of the first comments is like, this is an actual affliction and people are really living in and I'm like, we're just having fun at the movies.
People have Novocaine problems. Okay,
it's a real thing. Like, you can't feel pain.
There was a House episode about it.
This is giving me Renfield vibes, actually.
Oh, that's not a good vibe to get.
I'm just saying.
Way.
Not as neon-y, but I see what you mean.
It's we're doing the big violence with the ha-has.
This is kind of funny. That hurt the most.
He's named Novocaine.
Yeah, he is.
That's awesome.
Nathan Kane.
I think that's like his superpower name that he gets or something, because he's like whatever Kane. You see?
Oh, I got it.
Nathan Kane in the beginning.
That seems like a high school friend giving him shit, maybe, possibly.
Oh shit, that could be.
Yeah. That's a good,
We thought you would have died in a ditch long ago.
Yeah.
Why aren't you dead?
Little bummed that we're not doing this on the 20th, because apparently this week we're getting a teaser trailer for that Superman movie.
Are we?
Whoa,
that's what I heard. The 19th.
What? So what's coming out that it would be in front of? Like, what's the big thing?
I mean, I guess probably the Christmas movies, right? It would just be on those Christmas.
Nosferatu,
and what do you call it? There, the Bob Dylan too.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, and then you're just going to get it in front of. I mean, people will still be going to Moana and Wicked.
Oh, sure,
exactly. As well. Yeah. Oh, so that'll be interesting. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about it at some point, but. Yeah, this is, I don't know if we mentioned it, by the way, but this is indeed the winter finale. It's the last OSL until sometime in January. So,
yes.
But I think we're going out with two fun to talk about, but not necessarily both good movies to review. The first on-screen review, the new one here, Jaume Collet-Serra's Carry On. Now, this is the Edgerton that played... Elton John, right? Yeah, Taron Egerton.
And don't forget Robin Hood, the worst movie ever made.
Was that the Guy Ritchie one?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that Guy Ritchie? I just remember it was god awful. If you haven't seen Robin Hood, you're lucky.
Yes, not the Ridley Scott one, the other one.
Yeah. But this, I'll start off with this. I had heard like some good rumblings about this and was kind of eager to check it out. And it's a completely entertaining pseudo Die Hard 2 kind of riff, like Christmas time airport terrorism, but instead of a team, it's just Jason Bateman on a cell phone. But so it's that kind of a movie where it's like there's two people talking the whole time, like a phone booth kind of thing or something like that, or a cellular, if you will.
Very fun booth. By the way, Robin Hood, not Guy Ritchie. Otto Bathurst.
Okay. Speaking of a fake
wasn't
name,
he killed in World War One?
Yes, a Serbian national shot him in the street, and it set off a chain of events that could not be stopped.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I think that's Ben Mendelsohn as the sheriff of Nottingham.
It is. It's really got off.
It's
but
brutal.
Let's talk about a better movie. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. No. No. So I thought it was completely entertaining. I think he is really great, Taron Egerton. Like him in a lot of stuff, and he's fun here. He's playing like sort of like a pseudo loser, like police academy dropout guy or fail out guy or whatever, and he's just working as a TSA agent with his boss, the head honcho Dean Norris in this movie.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I
he's
love
given
Dean
him
Norris.
quite a lot. Yeah, I mean, I love this movie. I really, really liked this, and I've been kind of waiting for Colette Serra to come back to something like this. And I honestly think this might be his best action movie. Like, the two movies of his I like the most are his horror movies. The Orphan and House of Wax, I think, are both really, really good.
He's an interesting director that's got officially 3 lanes, right?
Yeah.
He's got horror movies, Liam Neeson movies, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movies.
Yes.
Is this guy's track. And this is closest to a Liam Neeson movie, because he did
it's true.
Nonstop
Commuter and Nonstop,
which are
very
bad
much like
movies. I mean, I like this movie, Chris. I like Orphan, but people are trying to say this guy's an auteur, but like The Commuter ain't it. Black Adam ain't it.
I hate the Johnson movies. I don't hate the Neeson ones. They're just kind of like whatever to me. Like they're enjoyable, but not like something I'm going to be like, oh man, you have to see this.
The Commuter's a bad movie. I'm sorry. I will not sit here in my own house and just allow us to just talk about The Commuter like it's okay.
I just said he directed it. I didn't say it was a good movie.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to Chris Cabot right now.
I said it's an enjoyable movie, and I said I have nothing against that movie. I just am not going to tell anybody to watch it.
The problems with his Neeson movies is I just feel like there are better Neeson movies that come out the next week.
Well, yeah, that's the curse of working with Liam Neeson. Yeah,
but Carry On's very good. It's a very smart script. It's fun. You kind of have to turn your brain off a little bit for some of this stuff to make sense. And Taron Egerton is he's starting to look like an adult, which is nice.
Yes, I was noticing that.
Like adult actors.
Yeah, the forehead is finally got some like wrinkles on it, and I was like, nice. Okay.
They really do pay attention to what like his emotional journey is, like him struggling with like, what do I actually want with the rest of my life? Like they do put that in there, and if they give it time, they allow it to breathe a little bit, and then all the action stuff I think is incredibly well done. Jason Bateman's really good in this as the villain. Yep. He's doing more. I love Phone Booth, but he's doing certainly a lot more than Kiefer Sutherland did in that.
Right. They really kind of hid Kiefer in that movie. This, you get a lot. They get to play around with each other back and forth by, of course, you're at the airport. No one's using the bathroom. It's all right. You can go have your conversation in there.
Oh,
they do put on like a out of order sign.
Yeah.
That ain't stopping me at the airport.
No. Oh, yeah. You're just pissing in broken toilets, dude. Fuck you, sign.
Yeah.
I got my flight in 5 minutes. That broken toilet or no, forget it.
Exactly.
I gotta tell you, it was weird for me with Bateman because I don't listen to that podcast that he does. I didn't watch the fucking Holler show that he did there
or whatever.
No, the one on Netflix.
No, not Ozarks.
Ozarks. Yeah, I didn't watch that. So,
like,
I think the last I don't know if this is true, but it felt to me, at least watching this movie, that the last new thing I had seen him in was like that first or second Horrible Bosses movie or something. Like it had been a while, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, time's coming for us all. Even the baby face Jason. I mean, he doesn't look like a geezer or anything, but I was like, it was one of those like you haven't seen someone in a really long time.
Didn't and you see Air?
I guess I did see Air. So okay.
And to be
fair,
know. The man was in Teen Wolf too. Let's
I'm not criticizing anything. I'm just saying it felt like a while since I've seen him. But Eric, you are right. I think the other thing though, he's definitely doing a voice in this. Like it's like I guess this is more than the physical appearance. When the fuck did I ever seen him do?
Yeah,
I'm a fucking terrorist. I'm Jason Bateman playing a smooth terrorist. Like it was just kind of weird, and so that took me a little bit to settle in, but I think he's actually pretty good in it.
He developed that in Ozark, the villain.
Is he's doing that on that show? He's kind of a nasty fucker.
Well, yeah. He's I guess a drug launderer, money launderer.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Okay.
My Soph watches it. I do not.
What color is the meth in that show? Is it pink or green or?
I think it's a greenish hue.
Oh, got it.
Or that might just be the lens, though. I can't speak that. But anyway, yeah. I think this is really good. I think this is one of. Netflix has had 2 really good genre movies this year. This and Rebel Ridge. I think they've done very well with those 2. And this, I wasn't bored for any of it. It's 2 hours. It was tightly wound. Good payoff at the ending. he best Die Hard 2 for sure. That's very easily done, I suppose. Yeah,
And
I have nothing but good things to say.
It's a nice, good like Christmas at the airport kind of thing too. But to the Die Hard 2-ness of it all, like what is perfect about the end of Die Hard 2 is you're getting like Christmas music like right there. This needed to end on a Christmas tune. I don't think it does. I think it just ends on orchestration. But
there is some Christmas music, I think, in it, right?
It is in it. It's also like set in Los Angeles, so it's weird warm weather Christmas stuff going on.
Yeah, don't like that.
Well, it's not like, Die Hard 2 was in DC, so you could have snow when you had
right.
Big pick done.
Real quick on Jason Bateman, I think you're right. I think he's good on. I could watch him or watch his back and hear him eat chips and drink a beer all day long.
Yeah. Dude, something about the way he's casually eating those chips, man. I don't know.
I gotta like replicate this next time I'm at the airport. I gotta like get at his cadence of eating those chips because it was perfect.
Totally.
You get the John Travolta set out like, no, that's a good chomp. That's a good chomp there. That was a really good chomp.
It's a good chomp. He's just smoking. It's a good chomp.
It's a good beer swig. That was a good beer swig. Yeah.
You know what's weird though is they did nothing in the advertising, in the trailer or anything like that to hide the fact that Jason Bateman is this guy, right?
Yeah.
What's funny to me is they don't full on hit you with Bateman's face until like a half an hour into the movie. He's in shadow, he's from the side, whatever. And I'm like, I know it's Jason Bateman. Stop fucking around.
Well, I like that though, because it's like, because from our lead character's point of view, you can't see him. So I like
that's
to
true.
draw it out.
That's actually, you know what? Maybe I take that criticism back because I'm realizing his face is revealed the first time Taron Egerton sees his face. So that's actually okay. You know what? Kvetching retracted.
Although, if I was going to kvetch about anything, it would be maybe there's a little too much of like we're doing cell phone imagery on the screen.
Yeah, a lot of because I'm just watching stuff, so it's like the actor's looking at green screen shit, and it's clearly going to be put in later. Yeah, there was a lot of that.
I mean, I didn't mind that, but yeah, I mean, I thought this was really well done, and also it makes me very excited because you know what he's doing next, Eric.
I do not.
Senator Colette Serra is doing the Cliffhanger remake.
Really? Okay, so that'll be interesting. Who's going to be in that, Chris?
It's
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No, Liam Neeson.
It's Pierce Brosnan and Lily James are like the Stallone, like in for the Stallone character.
I like Pierce.
And I think it's what's his name? Franz Rogowski is the John Lithgow.
That's pretty cool.
Which I was like, very nice.
Okay.
So Pierce Brosnan at 78 years old with a broken hip is going to be hanging off a mountain.
I think Lily James is going to be doing most of the action stuff, and like he's like just like an elder, like movie star, some movie star stuff there. It'd be like, hey, save me, kind of thing.
All right,
I'll check it out.
Excited.
Hey, speaking of stuff, at least Steve and I checked out. Chris, did you see this?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Oh, thank you.
Oh boy. Here we go. J.C. Shandor's, because I can say that. Kraven the Hunter, folks.
What's the trailer? The tagline that villains aren't born, they're made.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
By Russell Crowe specifically.
Can
I tell you what I said on Letterboxd about it?
Please.
It's like this movie is like a soda that on paper should taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Or good enough, but someone left the fucking 2-liter out overnight on the counter, and this thing is flat as fuck, baby.
Yeah. It is. It's just it never answers the question, why does this movie even exist? Which is a really I think that's a baseline
fair question.
It's a fair
question.
Yes.
I think it's an important thing. I think this is just too much. This is too normal. Yeah. I really have nothing like I was watching it and I was like I didn't really pay attention to a lot of it. I kind of felt myself going in and out of it. Russell Crowe, when he shows up, he's got presence, so all of a sudden I'm beaming back in. But like so much of it is that question is like, well, what's the deal? Like, is it just because he's angry at his dad? Is that the whole thing here? That seems to be it. That really does seem to just be, I'm pissed at my dad.
I'm mad at daddy, and like maybe daddy caused mommy to commit suicide. Maybe he didn't. We don't want to answer that question for some reason.
That's
but
usually Hunter too.
Usually that's why.
Yeah, I mean that's 90% of the reason. And like they don't want to do that, and they don't want to like they don't want, for whatever reason, they don't want to make like Russell Crowe into a complete bastard. But you have to, for the movie to make any sense, for why Kraven is so like, I have to stop my dad at all costs. Like,
Yeah, because
I mean-
like the movie just tells you he's a drug dealer, and like it's got to be human trafficking. It's got to
Yes,
be something, because he's just like, do you know how many people your lives have been ruined with the drugs you push, or whatever the fuck? And it's just like, drugs, really?
Yes.
Come on.
But I don't like. To me, he was a bastard because I'm like, well, if I was a father and I allowed my son to be mauled by a lion, I think I would consider myself. Even I would be able to be like, I'm a bad dad. I'm not good at this. This is pretty bad.
I thought that lion was going to take me to fucking the Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe. That thing looked fucking silly.
Straight
I
from
am
Narnia.
sorry.
It's
That
a
thing
bad. It's a bad line, because we're doing too much. Like the lion's face is like acknowledging Kraven.
Yes,
And I'm like,
exactly.
you're not fucking winking at him, lion. Come on, man.
And the bear too. That we get a bear later in the film
Yes, the bear.
that looks
Yeah.
awful. I mean,
doesn't look good.
the weird thing is like I don't understand. It never made sense to like actually at its best. I think it's not surprising that they released that first 8 minutes, because as a weird little standalone thing, it's kind of a fun little action movie in and of itself. But then the movie gets in the way, and it's not
Right.
as good for the rest of it. But I at its best, I was like, you know what I'd like to watch Aaron Taylor Johnson play Kraven the Hunt, the actual Kraven the Hunter, in the next Spider-Man movie as the villain. Like,
Sure.
that's something I would want to watch. That's the peak of it, is me wishing that it actually made any sense.
But
Yep.
but you're leaving money on the table by not giving him his own TV series and movie, and you know that.
Yeah,
okay,
of
'cause
course.
we have proof. There's data here that you could
Yeah.
look at that tells you you're just leaving money on the table, and it's not gonna fuck you over. It's not.
Dude, it looks like we're leaving money in the toilet with this movie, though. Like $150 million to make this movie.
Yeah,
It's just,
insane.
and like
Completely insane.
Alessandro Nivola is debasing himself as the Rhino. I don't think I think actually he does worse than even our good friend Paul Giamatti, because he's got like
Yep.
4 lines. Giamatti at least has 4 lines.
Yes.
You are praying. You are praying to the movie gods for the Paul Giamatti Rhino.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like, just have that little squat Russian guy in a mechanical suit. He's,
Yes.
I am Rhino. Like, boy, we had no idea how good we had it.
I just don't like them. Also, like, I don't even think he looks as bad as the Rhino as much. They make him look like such a drip. Beautiful Alessandro Nivola make him look like a drip before that, like with the glasses and the stupid
He
haircut.
looks like the kids out on the sidewalk that I pass by in my neighborhood that go, will we see you at church on Sunday?
yeah. No, thank you. Don't do that to a beautiful man like that.
He's a good actor. He's a handsome guy. This is just not it.
He's
really
really
not.
Abbott doing that fucking nonsense with the shape shifting.
Oh,
Chris
Chameleon.
Abbott. I don't even know what Chris Abbott was up to.
That guy.
Nuts. Yeah.
Yes.
From Girls, Possessor.
Yes.
He's the titular Wolfman in this new movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I James White, which is a very good movie. If people haven't seen it before, I like him a lot. These were all like actors. I'm like, you probably saw Margin Call or Most Violent Year, and we're like, J.C. Chandor's making a stupid Kraven movie. I'll be in it. This sounds like a good idea, and it's just shit.
And
Just fucking nonsense.
And poor Ariana DeBose, like, just make her the real love interest. Have them kiss. Have them hold hands. Like, because other than that, like, there's just her being in the movie doesn't even make any sense. Like, she's just his fan. Like, she's just a fan of Kraven. Like, this.
Well,
thing
they're the little girl. They're the little girl that saved him at the beginning.
Calypso, right?
Yeah, it's Calypso.
Yeah.
And
But
in the comics, she is his love interest, etc. But
Okay.
Yeah, in the comics, the characters you said are like married and shit eventually,
yeah.
right? Too. That's
Yeah.
kind of something. But this movie has no interest in Ariana DeBose doing fucking anything. I mean,
No.
they won that Academy Award, right, for West Side Story, was it? I think, and
I believe so.
it's just been like downhill from there. But laugh out loud line delivery in this, like the theater was laughing, man. It was bad. Speaking of the theater, I got really excited for a second because, and this I think sort of speaks to how not great this is. When I sat down, like a minute after I got into my seat, everything settled. on both sides of me, I got flanked by youths, just like young kids coming to see this movie, and I was like, "Oh, awesome! Like, maybe these kids will like be obnoxious kids and like talk shit at the screen, and we can be fucking around, and maybe that will add to this." They were dead silent through the whole movie.
Wow.
Not a single like jab at the screen once. I couldn't. I was like, that's how bad this is. They don't even want to make fun of it.
How bad it is. Maybe they're huge Kraven fans and they loved it, and they were happy everyone was being respectful of Kraven and watching it.
They were captivated by it.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the end of Sony's attempt at PowerPoint filmmaking of like, here's the list. No, you need to have a list of movies that are going to come out, and they did have a list, and it was Venom, which was pretty good, or whatever, however you feel about the first Venom.
Sure.
Morbius, which is a total disaster. Madam Web, which is a fucking
also disaster.
Look, not even
dog shit. Yeah.
Beyond, and then this, and like
also disaster,
and the other two Venom movies, which aren't worth a damn either. So like
also disasters.
It was such a bad idea to be like, well, I guess we got these Spider-Man villains. What if people gave a shit about them? And the answer is they didn't. Of course, they only cared about Venom a little bit because he's a. The weird thing about comic books and making comic book movies is you have 100 years of data as to what works and what does not, basically, based on comic book sales of titles and characters and who's whatever. Kraven, no one's ever given a shit about Kraven. No one's ever given a shit about Madam Web. No one's ever given a shit about Morbius. People like Venom. That's why that movie made money. Well, that is how that works.
Right. It's better than doing an original idea. Okay,
yeah. Sure is. Yeah, of course
it is. Key right there.
Right here.
Eric is hitting on the main key right there. And I mean, what are you supposed to do? Not just do what the Avengers did? Huh? Are you supposed to? Because we're going to make a Sinister Six. It's going to happen one of these days, I'm sure. Sometime.
That has now been teased across 2 failed attempts at it. That's
it's
awesome.
Like the new Blade movie. It's not happening.
Well, I love at the end of the movie, I won't spoil it, but Fred Huichinger, who plays Demetrius' brother, they set him up to be some sort of a Spider-Man villain, which I won't say who he is. But at the end, he's like, I met a doctor in New York. I was like, okay. And he says it like 2 to 3 times, a doctor in New York. And I'm like, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like, you're teasing something. Like, there's many doctors in New York. I don't know. Lester Gismore? What did he do?
I saw a doctor in New York. And man, he was the best back specialist.
I presumed... When he said, I presume Doc Ock.
Yeah, of course, or possibly
that is because Dr.
Michael Morbius, or it's fucking Dr. Charles Xavier.
Exactly, those all could be true, but like the one who's known as Doc, the Doc is in his name, is Doc Ock.
Sure.
So like, that is probably what he's talking about. But guess what? I don't give a fuck at this point. I don't.
Yes.
You made me stop caring about Spider-Man a long time ago. Once the time traveling started happening, I said, you know what? I'm okay.
Also, though, just thinking about how like this is all like over supposedly or whatever, like that fucking Michael Keaton Vulture is locked in the Morbius universe for some reason, and he's just shrugging his shoulders, going to hunt Spider-Man or whatever the fuck. Like that's a thing that's just left on the table.
I just want a road movie. A road movie. This is the last one of this whole universe. It's Michael Morbius and Michael Keaton as the Vulture in a car, like. So I guess he doesn't exist in this universe. Shit.
You want to drive to Vegas? We'll do a bunch of drugs along the way. Fuck with a bunch of hotel staff.
To Alexander Payne's 200 miles to Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I completely forgot the Vulture showed up at the end of that.
He sure does.
Oh yeah, baby.
Just right.
He would have been like the elder statesman of the Sinister Six, a movie that will never happen.
I will say though, this movie is bland and there's sparks of little action moments that are okay.
Yeah.
And it is so bland and whatever. I think it's probably on the better spectrum of this shitty universe, I guess.
Yeah.
Like maybe the second or third best movie. Honestly,
I enjoyed watching this more than I enjoyed watching the second Venom, Madam Web, and Morbius.
And the third Venom too, actually.
It's a more stable I think I prefer the third one to this, but like it's a more stable product. It's not trying anything crazy. It's like, let's make, because that's what J.C. Chandor is known for. It's very like, even toned, but like strong, dramatic, compelling stories about like people who men who hate their father usually.
There you go.
So like it makes total sense. And like that's I mean, to your point, what we said at the beginning of this, if this was fucking Russell Crowe Demon Father, and like it was him versus him, it was just that as the fight.
Yes,
There might be something there. There might have
Precisely.
been something more direct there. Because
How about this?
He does
Russell
love
Crowe-
killing his sons.
Russell Crowe in the Pope's Demon Father.
Ooh,
That would
yes.
work.
Fuck yeah.
That would do it. But yeah, the rest of this is garbage, and I can't like, I can't begin to care about it, and then it's over.
Yep. Thankfully, it's over. Hopefully, it's over. We'll say.
Just realized too, the Rhino looks exactly like Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's why it's terrible. We got one more thing to toss in front of you here. Eric Siska doing a little deep digging on the old PVOD platforms. Let's see what's rocking and rolling in Secret Movie. Yes. Now, Eric,
Sure,
this is a secret movie with a fairly big director attached to it. oddly.
Fairly big director, Martin Campbell, and I'm going to guess that none of you guys accompanied me on this mission.
Sorry.
I
Look at
saw
this.
it.
Look at this.
I
I'm
meant
the guy.
to.
I'm keeping this segment alive.
Martin Campbell, because he does have a new movie with Daisy Ridley coming out. So I was like, oh, he's got one with Green in it. I was like, oh.
Oh yes, yeah. So right, you mentioned Eva Green is in this movie. So is Ruby Rose and Borat's daughter.
Oh.
Yes, they are a squad of hard mercenaries and American soldiers that are going behind enemy lines to help save some. This is kind of complicated, right? So you think it's going to be Afghan schoolgirls, but we shot in Bulgaria, couldn't get enough Afghanis to show up in this. So they're the daughters of American diplomats.
Okay.
So they're
Okay.
American nationals who were studying in school in Afghanistan, and that pesky old Biden, he pulled out of there so fast. You left all the girls at school.
Oh
You left the
no.
girls at school,
Oh
Biden.
no.
Oh man, I left the girls at school.
And
What are you
then
talking about? I got all the girls. I've got girls right here. Hey, there's a girl out there who takes my mail. Yeah, girl.
When we left Afghanistan, we have Buzz. We got everybody. Oh wait, Kevin.
This movie is really odd because it feels like we're dancing around certain things. The Taliban are good guys until towards the end because maybe they're going to play volleyball at Camp David any day now. So we got to be nice to the Taliban. Instead, the girls are captured by ISIS in the middle
Of course.
of the city here. And there is Martin Campbell does have some great action still in him. There's some good action in this movie. Not a lot. There's one great sequence where the ISIS guys throwing schoolgirls off the roof.
Wow.
Excellent. Excellent. But not much else. There's references, I think, because we're trying to do a little rat-a-tat dialogue, be a little modern. So we call an Afghani border agent a muggle.
Oh,
and we go back and forth about there's back and forth dialogue about Harry Potter and wizards.
No, thank you. Big no, thank you.
And then then we have a lot of violence, which is pretty good. Some of the violence is pretty good, but it's kind of few and far between. But so ultimately, the movie is a mess. I do not recommend it. I do not like it.
So closer to Black Hawk Down than Casino Royale.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it doesn't sound like it's got the balance of what Martin Campbell, what you usually expect is good balance action, like not too frantic, not too crazy.
Yeah. Well,
but this sounds like Black Hawk Down shit, and like
it's definitely we're far away from the days of Casino Royale. Martin, please retire. For the good of you.
Oh no.
Well, the Ridley one looked kind of like more like a Casino Royale type of movie. It's called Cleaner, I think. It's him doing like a John Wick. It's their John Wick variation.
Okay.
It at least that looked a little more balanced. But this, I was like, trying to walk up and deal with Joe Biden and Afghanistan in an action movie. That's no, thank you.
The premise of the film is that the withdrawal of Afghanistan was a mistake. So.
Yeah, no.
I haven't kept up with Martin at all because I didn't see that Maggie Q the Protege movie. I didn't see
Really
The
bad.
Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
He and I
Also
broke up
bad.
after Green Lantern. Sorry, that was the end of it.
I will
Oh,
say
sure.
I did not see The Protege. I probably should get on that, but I thought The Foreigner was actually surprisingly decent. I enjoyed Pierce Brosnan in that and Jackie Chan. It's not perfect, but it certainly leagues better than Dirty Angels.
The Foreigner, yeah, the Foreigner's okay. I thought you said
Yeah.
the Coroner, and I was like, no.
No, The Foreigner.
Oh yeah, the Foreigner. It was pretty fun.
Did anyone see? Because then he got into Liam Neeson territory 2 years ago with that Memory.
Oh, I forgot to watch it.
Oh,
I also I actually had it, and then I forgot. I also forgot.
because I think because I'd at least heard of The Protege, so that's like 2 movies in a row now that are secret movies from Martin.
Yeah,
Campbell,
he's not doing
which
great.
is a bit of a
No,
bummer.
no.
But we are here at the top of the hour, folks. So that is all she wrote for this episode of On Screen Live. Remember, big week here in the world of We Hate Movies coming up tomorrow. We are continuing our Christmas and holiday celebration with indeed the holiday. Nancy Meyers going 2 hours and 16 minutes with this one. 2.5 movies in one. You can catch that sucker ad-free on our Patreon, patreon.com/We Hate Movies. We're also this Thursday, we got an all-new Star Wars Gleep glossary, Eric, all about which little fella?
Yes, Zuckus.
Hell
Okay.
I love
now-
this.
Yeah.
The drawing here of Zuckus with the gun looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
he
he's
looks
about
dangerous.
he's gonna fucking light up Afghanistan after that goddamn Biden withdrew. No, Zuckus is a fun character. He's an insect guy. We talk about his mom as well, so you're gonna want to
Hell
hear
yeah.
about that. It will be on the exams.
I'm telling you, we got Zuckus. We captured him. We captured it. We sent in a Black Hawk helicopter to get him, and we got to. Where's my honey? Where did somebody? Where's my Danish? Where'd it go?
Wait, did I get Zuckus or did I pardon Zuckus? I forget.
And then Friday, this Friday, we are getting into a little spooktacular Christmas territory here because, good God, the Rankin and Bass little drummer boy
No.
just
Ew.
Rock.
offensive at every turn.
Oof.
It's
Yes.
real hard to look at. It's real hard to
Mhm.
look at.
But we had a zany conversation about
What?
it, so you will enjoy that at the very least.
A lot of fun.
That's right. But that is going to do it, gang. That is it. Of course, stay tuned to the Patreon and socials for what's coming up in the weeks that we are off. We have episodes coming out every week, every week throughout the holidays. So don't worry about that. But this is the last OSL till sometime in January. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us every Monday. And until we see you again, I've been Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Have a good week. Happy holidays, y'all. Bye-bye.